Hi friends, and welcome to an adventure that was supposed to be a trout fishing trip. Only it sort of got postponed into a big pike hunt and sort of denigrated down into a walleye fishing trip before we finally got around some bad weather, or at least we thought we did, in order to go down the river and do some brook trout fishing. Now I have to tell you, if you depend on planes, especially in the Canadian bush to get around, the weather is king. You can't beat it, you just have to roll with it. But unlike airports all over the world where we've all been stuck because of weather or delays or whatever, at Esnagami, you're not sitting in an uncomfortable chair eating peanuts with a bunch of strangers. No, you have options, and that's exactly what we were doing. We were going to head out because we'd been backed up at least a day, try a little pike fishing, maybe catch a little lunch, and then hopefully that afternoon we'd get a break in the weather and get into the river camp. Hey, I'm your host, Kyle Randall. This is my Wilderness Journal, and I'm going to show you what I think you should do when you get caught waiting for a plane right now. After giving my friend Eric a hard time about our flight being delayed, we did what every reasonable person would do in our situation. We jumped in the boat and went fishing. I'm going to have to get out of these. And not long after getting to the first weed bed, reindeer bibs pretty quick. Ooh, there's a fish. Right there's one, brother.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
Look at that. And he ate that, he ate that glide bait. It's completely down his throat. The whole thing. I seen him when he come by the boat. I can't stop him at the moment. Look at that.
Nice looking fish. Nice fish. Beautiful.
Well, I think he's done. Sorta. We'll see. Or maybe, you know.
Maybe not.
Look at that. Couple 3-4 inches across the back. Look at there. Look at that.
Now, you want a hand with that fish?
I'm going to lift him, but I'm sure it's going to take both of us to get all the hooks out of him.
I'll come over and give you a hand.
All right. Let me get him.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of quit in him. It's good to see they're starting to hit the... Yeah. You see, I see in my teenage grandkids, I see that look in their eye.
Just,
I have seen it before. There.
yeah.
Look at that.
Nice heavy one.
That's not the biggest pike at Esnagami by any stretch, but he's full of vim and vigor. There's that part.
Yeah, he did take it down.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't want to. That's a pretty good start on the first day of pike fishing. Right here. Not a huge fish, but by golly, full of
He acted like
snot. Oh yeah. I don't know. He'd probably maybe make 27, 28, but we'll take him. We'll put him back here. He was a good fighter. Okay. Just like that. No splash, no fuss, no muss.
No muss. Nice job. You've done that before.
That's the second time. Oh, thank you for your help, sir.
Good job.
Sweet. After a couple of more casts at that weed bed, we fired it up and headed off to the next. That's one of the great things about fishing for big pike. You're always moving, you're always searching. It's more hunting than it is just fishing. And after we got to that next weed bed, Eric unlimbered his favorite fly rod and...
Well, you know.
It's a fish.
Define big. He's pulling hard. It's fun. Yeah, this is good. It's a fish. They are enjoying this fly. Both pike and walleye. Come here. There, we'll turn you around just like a horse. Turn it around. There we go. He's ready.
Step back.
Okay. And gently put this one in. And maybe that's the ticket. You just gently put them in. Yeah, that's how you do it. You just put them in.
And while some of us were washing our hands and face, there's a fish. Need a little more more drag. He ain't that big. There's something out there swimming.
Yeah.
I think he's swimming in a ball of weeds though or something. No, I see something.
Okay.
Oh, what a pike? Not quite finished. Still not finished.
Yeah.
Can you tell what kind of fly that is he hit?
Looks like the sucker model.
It does a little. Let's see if we can get him in here. That is a start. There. Yeah, I think that's I don't know what that wouldn't be a Dahlberg diver. That I don't know what that'd be. No, you behave and I'll take that out of you. You get the thrashing and it'll be in me for sure. There. Well, there. That's a start. Oh well.
Oh, nice fish. Good start.
Not, like I said, not a big fish, but a lot of fun. Did you want me to throw that at your fly over there?
No, thanks. I'm looking for the adult type size of fish. You can kind of keep those adolescents at the front of the boat.
You're looking for the grown-up size? Yeah, that's in a different aisle.
Okay.
I'll take another one, John. I mean, I'm not like you. I don't got to have all the great big fish. I just want, you know, catch a few, enjoy myself, not be embarrassed by Tina too awful badly. That's just, I have mediocre, you know, moderate wishes and hopes. I do have fairly moderate hopes and wishes when it comes to fishing. As long as I'm catching fish, I'm pretty hopeful. And speaking of,
Yeah, there's a nice fish right there.
it appeared that Eric had a fairly large pike hooked up on the fly rod, and we were all kind of just holding our breath, fairly hopeful he'd actually land it.
Yeah, that one there is a good one. Stubborn.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. It's a heavy fish. There we go. So much feather around, I can't see where he's hooked. We can write home about that one, I guess.
I think
Nice
so.
fish.
Yeah, beauty. Really gave it great. It's heavy. It's got to weigh about 12 pounds. Probably 32, maybe 33, but it's a very solid fish.
It's a clean fish. It has no real markings or.
You ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready to go. Every time. Why does that have, they get us every time?
Put him down tail first.
It's like, okay, I'm going to handle you really gently and return you to the water. And they blow up.
Maybe they want to leave.
Maybe they want to leave, yeah. All right.
What do you think?
It's a fish.
Yeah?
Oh, come on. That's all you're going to get.
That's what you got,
It's a
huh?
fish.
It's a big fish.
Yeah, thank you.
The big pike fishing was just starting to turn on over the emerging weed beds up at Esnagami. And whether it's a fly rod or spinning gear, hooking into a 30-something up there and doing battle is pretty tough to walk away from. But we could see more weather already coming in from the northwest, and Tina wanted to do a little dinner fishing before we got off the water, so we pulled up, headed over to a reef and doing this.
Doing what?
Shh, don't tell Eric. Keep it to yourself.
I already.
Too late.
Nice fish.
It is.
Just like she always does, 2 minutes after getting there, Tina was already into the fish. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You just keep doing it.
I know.
I know.
Can I do it again?
I would.
All right.
Like anybody could stop her, really.
Someone's got to do it.
Because quite frankly, if Eric and I could have figured out how to stop you, we'd have done that already.
Well, you could leave me on the dock.
We never thought of that one.
You didn't think of that. No, we wouldn't leave Tina on the dock. And yes, usually when she's catching her breath or taking a break, one or the other of us will catch a walleye from time to time. She doesn't get them all.
Yeah. You don't want to be brought in. Still a wiggle.
The fish.
I will tell you, though, the surest way to get Tina to catch another fish is for somebody else in the boat to actually get one. And then look out. Pull that fish up here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to.
What, you got it hooked in the tail?
I don't know what I got. It doesn't want to come up there.
It certainly
Look at
doesn't.
the one behind it. Here, I'll get the one behind it.
I wish you would.
You might get it. That's a nice fish.
Thank you. Of course, the one following it is bigger.
Would you like a hand with that one?
I thought you were going to get that big one.
It's on auto.
Huh? Thank you.
Friends, it's like being in the boat with Bert and Ernie.
That's a handful there. Nice thick fish.
Cool.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your first walleye.
Oof. Slime someone else. Oh,
You're not new, are you?
what can I say?
This is almost starting to get like work here.
Yeah. Feel bad for him, Tina?
No.
And believe it or not, just occasionally I even catch a fish. There's another fish right there. I think you got a spot here. The Esnagami ride right there. Middle of the day, bright sunshine, 11 o'clock in the morning, walleye fishing. You gotta love it. Okay. You gotta love it. Come here, buddy. Oh, look at there. A little bigger model there. That's all right. Not quite as good as the one you got, but almost. Boy, he has got, I don't know if you can see in there, but he has got a gut full of minnows. Can you see down his throat?
Yeah,
I mean, he is. They are definitely feeding. We'll put that in back. I can't believe he bit. Oh well. We will keep doing that. That worked all right. On both sides of this reef. We fished for about another hour, and despite the weather turning bad again, our plane was coming, so we shot across the lake, trying to beat it back to the dock. And we sort of met it there, kinda. Well, we almost met them there, and yes, they did wait for us. Plane! We loaded our gear on that plane just as fast as we could and headed out for the river. More rain was in the forecast, but by then, quite frankly, I was tired of waiting. And besides, I don't think brook trout much care whether it's raining or not. All right, now what do you got us into?
Going down the river, and we have paddles with us too, just in case.
I've been on a, well, let's just say somebody suggested that I be taken down the river.
Now, we plan a round trip today.
Oh, we're coming back. Well, there's good news.
Yeah, that is good news. Not to worry.
And finally, a day and a half and a short flight later, we were going trout fishing. Esnagami River Adventure?
Yeah.
Take one.
It begins.
The beginning.
From here on in, the waiver kicks in right now.
This is why you sign the waiver, right? You're on the water, you're on your own.
Well, first week of July, we got enough water to run the river yet. We'll see what we can do down there, whether we can find a trout or two.
I bet we
find a mosquito or two.
Well, if there's no bugs, there's no fish. Yeah. That's a fact when you're trout fishing.
Absolutely.
Well, I think mostly to get to the fish, but at least partially to get away from the mosquitoes that were really bad. We motored down the river, but I have to tell you, friends, we were doing fine until we'd get to a place we wanted to stop and fish, and then it'd start to rain.
No bugs. There are no bugs here.
For once, I might agree with you. Yeah, there are a few, but you know, that's why the trout get big down here, though.
Yeah, I believe that. It's all worth it if the big trout are there, though, right?
Yes, it is. Even if the small ones are there.
Well, let's find out before it starts raining again here. There we go.
Look at that.
And friends, during the rare times when it wasn't raining so hard we dared bring out the camera, we caught a number of dandy trout. This river is so good to me. I've caught so many big fish here, even when the bugs are bad and it's raining. If you're heading down the Esnagami, I still want to be in the boat.
So that works. And what pattern were you using there today, Mr. Randall?
That is a rabbit hair natural sonker with a copper belly. Run right out and buy one.
Wow. Nice job.
All right, now it's your turn.
Oh, you gonna give me a turn this time?
Why not?
All right, I appreciate that.
Now, for any of you that are particularly worried, Eric does in fact get his turn. I don't know any way to stop him. It is, after all, his river. In between showers, it was good. The trout were there, but the rain was so constant. Every time it seemed like we had a minute or two, we'd start going and then we'd have to put it away. Friends, even though I couldn't share all the fish with you, this river is so wild, so scenic, it just screams trout fishing, at least it does to me. So despite near constant showers at the end, we just kept fishing.
Having fun yet?
Great time. How about you?
Oh yeah. You still could be in an office somewhere.
Yes, that's true.
And for people who don't think this is reality television, we did not dub in these mosquitoes.
Well, friends, by the end of that day, we were running out of not only time, but blood to donate, at least safely.
Mosquitoes didn't get them all.
We probably should have left an hour ago, but when the fish are still hidden, especially fish like this, how do you leave?
But the big trout are still biting.
You know what they say about good trout fishing.
Go when you can, yeah.
Yeah, you go if you can when you can. Rain or sun, bugs or no, well there's never no bugs, is there?
Not where I go trout fishing.
There we go. That is a nice little fish.
Dandy trout.
Yeah, dandy trout. We'll take that. Definitely. There you go.
All right.
One mosquito for the trout.
2 for you.
2 for
And
me.
then a short downpour later, another big fish.
Well, was it trout?
Trout be gone.
Trout be gone.
At least for a second.
I bet there's more.
Let's see.
If it had just quit raining for a minute, we could show the people all the trout we're catching. We're just kind of ducking in between raindrops here. Rain's coming back.
Well, I still see you're stirring up the mosquitoes here.
Oh, I'll tell you that point. It ain't just me. Look at that.
Oh. There we go. That was right by that Chernobyl ant fly I had, and you went and pulled it right out from under it.
Well, I appreciate you trumping them in for me. I'll tell you, it's been a tough day, but
There are still a few. That's not a bad trout right there, but
Yeah, that's really nice.
we are getting a few. Let me see if I can slide him up out of there.
Gorgeous.
He hit that minnow pet. Let me oh, there he goes. The Randall
And
see you, bye-bye. You don't want to squeeze them in there, so darn flippy.
no, you don't.
Friends, I wasn't kidding. The rain would come, the bugs were tough, but the fish just kept biting. In fact, we almost overstayed our trip. We had to really hustle to get back up the river to catch the float plane. But when you can get into trout like that one,
Big trout, brother, right there. You may want a net for that one.
well, having to wait an extra day or two for the plane that brings you to this place,
Oh!
Look at that.
if you're asking me, I think it's definitely worth the wait.
That is worth coming to the river for.
Isn't that a nice fish?
I gotta put this camera away, but nice fish, man.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Drop that thing back in there. Thank you for the persistence, for the effort, for everything. Thank you.
That's what it takes sometimes.
All right.
You're welcome.
Friends, those are exactly the kind of options I want when I get hung up waiting on a plane. And be it pike or walleye or brook trout, fly fishing or spin casting, it really doesn't matter to me. I always say the very best thing to fish for is whatever fish is biting. And that is exactly what we did there. Thanks again, Eric. And certainly my lovely bride, Tina, for sharing a great trip with me. Folks, the sun doesn't always shine. Sometimes there's a little rain that falls. Put your rain gear on, get out there and go fishing. It's a whole lot better than sitting in an uncomfortable chair eating peanuts, if you get my drift. We caught fish, we enjoyed each other's company, and that's exactly what I suggest you go and do. And who knows, if you head out there and you wet a line in between the raindrops, you might just run into us doing it. And if you do, well, you know we're going to stop and share that cup and a fire, maybe a shore lunch and some fishing stories. And if we don't see you up there, friends, well, then we'll wait for you right back here so we can share another adventure from my wilderness journal.